Okay, let's unpack this. What happens when a personal tragedy, just one event, ignites this firestorm of public outrage and suddenly shines a harsh spotlight on systemic issues that, well, maybe otherwise remain hidden? This deep dive is into the Manisha murder case from Haryana in India. We've gathered quite a range of sources for you, everything from the initial news reports, very emotional family statements, to the official administrative responses, those widespread public protests, and even some, sharp political commentary.
Yeah, and what's really insightful here, I think, is how quickly public trust in institutions, particularly law enforcement, can just evaporate, especially when a local tragedy is perceived as being mishandled. A single horrific incident like Manisha's death can rapidly expose these much larger questions about women's safety, the efficiency of, well, the police, and governmental accountability, too. We'll be trying to connect the dots for you between that individual grief and the collective action that followed. So our mission for you in this deep dive is really to help you quickly and thoroughly grasp the nuances here. It's complex. To understand the key players, the timeline of events, and importantly, its far-reaching implications.
Right. So let's start right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's lay out the tragic facts as they were reported. Manisha, she was a 19-year-old play school teacher. She disappeared on August 11th, 2025. This was after leaving school, apparently heading to a nearby nursing college. She just never made it home.
And then just 2 days later, that's August 13th, her body was found. Discovered in a field in Singani village, Bhiwani district. The reports state her throat had been slit.
And the description of the scene, it's particularly chilling, isn't it?
Yeah.
You mentioned the presence of her dupatta. That's the long scarf often worn.
Right.
And her shoes found near the body.
Exactly. Which starkly indicates, a struggle probably happened right there. And the post-mortem report, well, it painted an even grimmer picture. It suggested some organs were likely scavenged by animals, her skin was damaged. It points to just immense cruelty involved in what happened.
Okay, and it's right here, isn't it? In this immediate aftermath, that these critical questions about accountability really started to surface. What we've learned from the family's statements is pretty troubling. They said when they tried to file a missing persons report back on August 11th, the police allegedly just dismissed it.
That's the allegation. That they were reportedly told something like, oh, the girl might have run away. She'll probably be back in a couple of days.
Right. And if that's true, that perceived initial inaction, well, it could have delayed absolutely crucial first steps, couldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This perceived inaction, if it happened that way, it isn't just a detail. It feels like a critical turning point. Because instead of just, retreating into private grief, Manisha's family did something quite profound. They made this courageous public stand. They refused to accept her body. They stated flat out they wouldn't perform the last rites, the funeral ceremonies, until the culprits were arrested.
Wow. That transforms their personal sorrow into this very public demand for justice.
Exactly. A really powerful move. And it definitely ignited the wider protest we saw.
That is such a powerful stance to take. And it clearly generated immense pressure then on the administration. So what was the immediate official response to that growing outcry?
Well, the government certainly seemed to feel that pressure, and they responded quite decisively, it seems. The superintendent of police for Bhiwani, that's the SP, the district's top police officer, Manbir Singh.
He was transferred.
Transferred out, okay. Yes. And several other police personnel were suspended, too. This included the local station house officer, the SHO, a guy named Ashok, an assistant sub-inspector, ASI Shashuta, and even the Dial 112 emergency response vehicle team, the ERV team, that included ASI Anup, Constable Pawan, and SPO Dharmendra.
So quite a few suspensions there.
And IPS Sumit Kumar, he's an officer of the Indian Police Service. He's now been appointed as the new Bhiwani SP.
Okay, so we're seeing pretty swift action then, right up the chain of command, even involving the highest levels. Does that suggest a genuine recognition of serious failings, do you think? Or maybe more of a reactive measure to quell that public anger?
It's probably, a bit of both. It often is in these situations. The chief minister himself, Nayab Singh Saini,